Nick, I did say that we were ready to go into Unity and start doing all this stuff.
Yes.
Except we missed something. And
What?
by we, I mean I. And I'm very sorry for this.
What?
Thankfully, it's a very easy fix. Thanks to... What we're missing here is that all of these are returning as themselves, which makes sense. You return yourself. Except this guy is not a named array.
Oh.
And if we're going to deserialize an array of something into another object, we need to have that object knowing what it's going to be.
Like encapsulated in something.
Yeah. So now, usually using most deserializers, you could just go list type, deserialize to a type of list of type object.
Yep.
However, Unity doesn't let you do that. You must have it be a named thing that you're returning it to. So, bit of a bugger. Let's get rid of that because I didn't mean to pull that up. Let's go into the Game Analytics API. And thankfully, because of your lovely work of getting all this into one single spot, we don't have to do this 5 times.
Cool.
We can come here.
Just as planned.
Events. Whoops. Sorry.
No.
New object.
No. Oh, I mean, yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Events is equal to data. Why isn't it liking? No, get rid of the events. Get rid of the object. New events. There we go.
Okay.
So we're going to take the... We were returning a list of things, list of whatever type we had. Now we're going to say, take that list of things and call it events.
Yeah, so it's just naming that array. That array is now returned in an object called events.
Yep, the only place this might be a problem for is get level versions, which doesn't want to do that.
It still returns an array.
It still returns an array of 2 things. It's just going to be called events. So we just have to realize that it's called events, and we have to deal with that. So
I'm sure that's fine.
Bit of a bugger. Maybe
we don't have to call it events. Maybe we can call it something else. Data. Just call it data.
Data or
just
datas?
data. Data is data's a
It's
thing.
like a plural of data. Data also means data, though, doesn't it? It is a plural. Okay, I'm going to call it capital D data, though. So it's not data equal to data.
Good.
All right, awesome. Let's quickly test this guy out. Play. And it's up. I'm going to take this same query, which we had, same URL, which was pointing at our website. Just put it on the end of our home controller and try it again. Our local version running of the site. And we should see a simple object with an outside quote, with an outside curly bracket saying the data is an array of little items.
Cool. And I assume that's something to do with Unity's stuff being silly.
This is Unity's deserializer, yes, and we can't replace Unity's serializer and say use this other one. You can't just go straight to Newtonsoft and use their lovely one. We must use Unity's one. There is something on the Unity Asset Store which has 5-star reviews and things, but it costs $10 to $15. So the point of this tutorial series was to keep it cheap and do it all free and do it with as much free things as we possibly can. So we're going to go along with this. It's not that it's troublesome or bad or slow. It's just it does it a little bit differently, and we have to be aware of that. This
also means we need to redeploy. So.
Yes, does mean that we need to redeploy. So publish straight to C 3D Buzz deployments, please.
Cool.
Coming into here, get rid of my existing .zip file. Waiting for this guy to finish. And it's done. Hooray!
Yep.
Double check that all the files should be located to a much newer time, and they are. So new. Let's do it next way. Right click.
Oh yeah.
Add to archive.
Yep.
Is it going to go RAR? I don't need to make sure it's a zip.
Okay.
So compressed.zip.
Yeah.
Packages, that's a good name. Right click and copy onto our EC2 server. If you're not connected to it anymore, I hope you still have the password, otherwise you need to get yourself a new password. Deleting the old version, pasting in the new version, deleting the old website. Whoops, just wait for that guy to move out the road. Deleting the old website files, waiting for the copy to go along the internet. Go, Gadget Australian Internet.
Yeah. It's not the best.
Nope. Take this file into our... Hey, why is Vue still there? You shouldn't be there.
Sort of weird.
Go away. Extract this into the inetpub www root directory. Extract. And that's it.
You put it in the packages folder.
I put it in the packages folder. Whoops. Let's get everything out of the packages folder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we'll kill the packages folder. And I'll take that packages.zip and move it back to the desktop.
Alright, cool. Should be ready to go.
Awesome. So now we'll go to our one looking at the website. So you
should see events.
So here's what I'm talking about.
Oh, data.
It went really fast. It didn't have to do any kind of like new spin up or anything.
That was surprisingly quick. Alright, cool.
That's
good for us.
Yeah, that was. I just want to run that at home and see if it does. If it's the Razor that has to have time.
Looks like it.
Yeah, it's doing its time. Anyway, alright, so I'm going to press cancel for that reload. But now we can see, hooray, we have this URL and it's returning it inside of its own JSON object before it gives us the actual objects inside of the array.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, awesome. So now we are ready to go into Unity. Awesome. And let's make a new script called Analytics Display.
Mm-hmm.
We'll add this Analytics Display to our Analytics Manager. Which I'm sure I can. There we go, that way. Go into our analytics display and press reload. First thing we need to do, public analytics display, public static analytics display called instance is equal to this, which we should really put that inside of the start method. It has all these weird brackety things on different lines that I don't like I'm not a fan of, so I'm going to go Control D and that should push everything correctly.
It didn't really, but...
It didn't because I was supposed to leave that at the top and put a second one at the bottom. Instance is equal to this and instance.
Nice.
That's what I was going for.
You did it.
I did it eventually.
You did.
We need to know where our web endpoint is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So our public string, we'll call it WebAPI endpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Endpoint is going to be empty. We're going to, for now it's going to be empty. We will set that back in Unity. We want to put something here that says if we press the A key, go ahead and do a test call to our API.
Mm-hmm.
So we do this with if input.getKeyDown is equal to keycode.a. Then we're going to get some data from our API.
Nice.
So we are going to rename this one. We're just going to make sure first off that we can get Unity to talk to our website, our web API.
Mm-hmm.
Ow, that hurt. Ugh.
Bless you.
Thank you. Usually that's for a sneeze though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I don't know.
Okay, so get some data from our API. We need to form the full URL that we're going to be passing off calling, which is going to be string. We'll call this full URL.
Mm-hmm.
Is equal to, we can't use our dollars notation, so we're back to string.format.
Strong format.
Strong.format. It's like it's going to bold it.
True.
Because it's strong.
Strong.
Oh.
The strongest of formats.
Alright. Inside of this, we are going to put in 0 for the endpoint, /home, /1 for the method name, question mark, level version.
Is it level name?
Is equal, yes, level name. Name is equal to 2. You know, we could just hardcode the full URL, seeing as we're going to replace this part anyway.
Yeah, we'll do this like this.
Alright. Let's put this in as web API endpoint. The 1 is going to be the method name.
The level manager.
Sorry?
We'll need the level manager.
We will need the level manager. First off, we need to get the method name, because method name is the /1. And then we need to have the level name, which is level manager.instance.level name. Great. Get player path by clicks as a string, so it should go inside of there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's quickly do a debug.log to quickly test out our full URL to make sure that it is actually forming itself correctly.
The full URL?
Full URL. My name is URL.
Threw us a curveball there.
And if we're doing that, we should also set our analytics display, the URL on our analytics display, which is not showing up because it's not saving for some reason. I've still got the star, so I'm just going to press close and that will force a save. I don't know why that happened. I'm going to
weird.
Yes, it is. Going to copy the domain from this endpoint. from the Chrome and stick it into here. So great, let's go ahead and run this and press the A key, and we should see in our console the full URL, which we can copy, come into a new tab, and not everything, just the URL. Try it out. So great, the URL's correctly. If there's something going wrong next, it's because we coded something wrong, not because the URL's wrong.
True.
Eliminating every little piece as we can on the fly. That's right, I closed the Analytics Display Manager. Analytics Display file. Okay, we're back into Analytics Display. And it's letting me save. That's very nice of it. Let's quickly put in, if we're going to make a web call, then we need to use the www object that Unity gives us. This is supplied by Unity to make web calls. And they give you this one, sorry?
It's weird.
It is a bit of a weird one. However, they do it their way so that you can't block off the game from happening. So if you make... If it's downloading like a 30 meg texture for some reason, then the game's going to continue to play perfectly fine without the web part going, oh, I'm struggling with the stuff.
Runs in a different thread.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so inside to pass in the we need to put in the full URL. And then we say start coroutine so it runs off in the background. And inside of this one, we need to pass in the coroutine that we're going to call it. So let's call this one get, what was one? Get player path by clicks. Player path by clicks. And this one is going to say, I need to pass in the www object. Finish that one off. So now we need to make our coroutine method.
What's that key press again? That you just did?
Which one?
The create things.
Oh, if you're on a squiggly line, Control dot to say what's the error.
Yes.
And then just enter.
Oh, cool.
And because there's only one of there, Control dot enter. I don't even bother looking at it.
Cool.
Same thing with usings. All right.
Okay. Cool.
First thing we want to do for our coroutine is put in yield. Return www. So this says if you haven't finished making the web call yet, don't continue. Just try again later.
Right.
Try again next time you come around with an update statement. So if we go debug.log log on www.text, we should see our JSON object returned, or at least we should see the JSON string returned. So let's quickly go back into Unity, and we'll press play. I don't know what it's whinging about down there. Probably some build error. Doesn't like what we're... Oh, right. At the end of start coroutine, I forgot the semicolon. I think I'm starting to get too used to Scala. Can't switch back.
Yeah. I like my semicolons.
I do like my line endings as well. Anyway, we press A. We can see here that it has indeed returned back our JSON string.
Yeah.
And it was quick.
It was quick.
Press A. Well, I'm actually not in the game. Whoa, return me a lot of JSON, please.
Bang.
That's pretty cool. Back into our thing, Visual Studio.
Yep.
We want to deserialize this object into a type of object.
Yes.
But we haven't defined that, so I guess I should go back into Unity to the project tab. And inside of, so in scripts, analytics, under analytics, we're going to call it models.
Yeah.
And here we'll make a new script and we'll call this one player path by clicks.
Yeah, okay.
What?
I don't mind, yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. Thought you were going to say, don't you want your underscore? And I was going to say, yeah, I do want my underscore.
Oh.
Not putting my underscore in there. It's
I
okay.
didn't give you the chance.
I could just put it back. I won't though.
Blasphemy.
Alright, you'll notice that I took off the monitor behavior. I don't want any of that background stuff that monitor behavior does with it, like checking for starts or awakes or updates or anything. So just go ahead and get rid of that. So now it's its own type. The only thing is we need to have two types here. Because our response is passing back an object of data, we need to have an object that holds data, which holds the list of everything else inside of it.
So copy. No.
Sorry?
No, go back to the JSON.
Go back to the JSON.
Highlight it all.
Highlight
Control
it
A.
all.
Control A. Okay, wait, no, mind.
It's
Go to
gonna
JSON input.
thing. JSON input.
Copy all that.
Copy all this.
Yep. Go back into thing.
Do I get rid of this?
Yeah, sure. Now go edit.
Edit.
Paste special.
Paste special.
JSON as classes.
What the hell?
Yeah. Bang.
Wow, that is funky.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. Now you just name that public class the top one.
Cool.
Do whatever you want it to be.
But
So was it player path by clicks?
Player path by clicks.
Yeah, save, and we're done.
Clicks. So we're going to be making a few more of these ones. They're all going to have different types inside of them.
All right, we'll worry about that later. Shit, or not.
Let's think of the naming convention right now. What will we do for this? We'll put player path by clicks. This is the holder of all, and then this is each individual event of player path by click.
Oh, okay.
Player path
API
by
wrapper.
API wrapper underscore. Can I have an underscore?
Oh, fine.
Get rid of the underscore.
No. No. You want your underscore? You keep your underscore.
So you're suggesting this?
I thought you were trying to being like we can make that into a
namespace or something.
No, I thought we could make that into a generic list or something, and then we wouldn't have to. It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Go. No, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
I don't know how to do it.
We can leave this as an array because it's an array of data.
Yep. It's all good. It's all
except
good.
I like using lists. So
Me too. I also like lists. We get some nice functions.
We do like count. Not you don't have an account in an array, but that's just the first one.
No, I know what you mean. I do know what you mean.
For us to deserialize into Unity, we do not want our getters and setters. We do not want properties. We need to have fields. So let's get rid of all these get sets. Shortcut for this one, select one of them, press Control H to do a find and replace. In the first one, put what you'd like to find, and then in the second one, what you would like to replace.
Yep.
I'm going to set that to the current document.
Everything.
No more properties for anyone, and then press replace all. And then that goes ahead and finishes it off.
It's fine.
So cool, the spaces I can live with for now.
Yep.
The last thing we need to do is set these guys as serializable.
Mm-hmm.
And then Control dot because it says I don't know what that is, so we'll go using system and now it has it.
Yes.
So there we go. Now we have our objects ready to be
serialized.
Deserialized. Deserialized. Even though they're called serializable, it means like both ways.
Yep.
Alright, so we can close this one. I had to close it so it would save. That was just a bit of a weird thing about Visual Studio 2015 and my computer. Then we want to put in here the final part, which was the method, the type, which was API wrapper, player path by clicks, and we'll call this the data.
Oh, I know what I wanted to do.
Is equal to, finish this video off and we'll change it to the next one.
Yeah.
Cool. JSON utility, this is Unity's JSON deserializer and serializer. We can say from JSON passing the type that we would like it to deserialize to, which is our API wrapper, and then in here put in what is the string that we're going to deserialize. So www.text, which is what we wrote out just before, and now that'll take all of this object, all of this JSON, and it'll deserialize it into our API wrapper player path by clicks.
It will semi-magically convert it into a nice C# object.
Oh yeah, so there is our API wrapper player path by clicks, which is a list of type data, which all of those data has each of those all of these fields inside of it.
Nice.
So that should be pretty good. Let's quickly do one last thing here, which is going to be debug.log, and put in here how many objects in the list.
Int
list, and then plus the data count.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing with it calling the data, but it's not the data. I'll press play. To
I was very confused for a second. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, I need to be in a console.
Alright, so go to the console and it says how many objects in the list? Woo! 173. That is fantastic. So let's just put a breakpoint on this guy.
Attached to Unity.
Attached to Unity. Thank you, Nick. I would have forgotten that. Again.
Should be good.
Let's go to Unity and press A. Try and get into the game and press A. There we go.
Nice.
And it says...
What's in the data?
The data contains 173 data things, and inside of each player path click we have click position, X, Y, Z, how many clicks we had in that position, the client who clicked there, the level name, and the level version.
It worked.
That's fantastic. So now we have gone end to end. We have captured the event happening inside of the game. We've pushed it to S3 so through the AWS Mobile Analytics Manager. We have taken that data into Spark and done some pre-processing on it, stuck it into an RDS instance. We have set up a website which talks to the RDS instance and returns the data back to Unity.
Yay.
Fantastic. So that's it for this video. We'll see you on the next one.
See you later.